The Tulsa Massacre. The day America bombed its own citizens. They called it a riot. But the truth is, it was a massacre. And it was buried for nearly a century. The destruction of Black Wall Street wasn't just racial violence. It was a campaign of erasure, deliberate, methodical, and silenced by design. No reparations. No justice. Just silence. Black Wall Street, a prosperous threat. Greenwood District, Tulsa, Oklahoma, early 20th century. Known as Black Wall Street, it was one of the most prosperous black communities in the United States, home to thriving banks, theaters, schools, hospitals, black doctors, black lawyers, black entrepreneurs. It stood as living proof that black excellence could flourish, even in the shadow of segregation. And for many in white America, that was intolerable. Resentment brewed. The very sight of black prosperity was perceived as provocation. The spark and the mob. May 31, 1921. A young black teenager, Dick Rowland, is accused of assaulting a white woman in an elevator. He is arrested. No formal charges, no evidence. A white mob gathers at the courthouse, demanding vigilante justice. Black World War I veterans, trained and armed, arrive to protect him. Tensions erupt. Violence breaks out. But what follows isn't chaos, it's a campaign. White mobs invade Greenwood with weapons, torches, and support, or indifference from local law enforcement. The airstrike on American soil. Over the next 24 hours, Greenwood becomes a war zone. More than 35 blocks are burned. Over 1,000 homes are destroyed. Churches, schools, hospitals gone. Businesses looted, families executed, bodies dumped into mass graves. And then the unthinkable. Private planes fly overhead, dropping firebombs on Greenwood. Eyewitnesses describe explosives falling from the sky. Former World War I pilots turning domestic air power on fellow Americans. One of the only times in US history where citizens were bombed on American soil by other citizens. Official death toll, 36. But survivors and researchers estimate hundreds. Some bodies were never found. Some are only being discovered today. Silence by design. After the smoke cleared, the silence began. Newspapers downplayed the massacre, blamed a black community. Survivors were threatened into silence. There were no trials, no arrests, no reparations. Insurance claims were denied. The massacre disappeared from textbooks. Entire generations grew up never knowing it happened. Not because history forgot, because history was taught to forget. Rediscovery and reckoning. In the 1990s, nearly 70 years later, elderly survivors began to speak. Some were over 90 years old. Their stories reignited the investigation. Mass graves were confirmed using ground-penetrating radar, guided by oral testimony. The Tulsa Massacre became a flashpoint in America's long-delayed racial reckoning. Not just for what happened, but for how long it was buried. Greenwood was burned, but what lingered was silence. And silence kills too. The bombs may have stopped falling, but the silence that followed was just as destructive. Because when a nation chooses to forget, the wound doesn't heal. It festers underground. History isn't just remembered, it's controlled, and until it's faced, it's repeated. Subscribe to Past Redacted. Next time, war crimes so horrific, even the Nazis were horrified. Unit 731, the Japanese atrocities America helped bury.